Mark, you're on News 96.5. Go ahead.
Yes. I wanted to ask if a parent wants to pass a piece of property to their child now and not put it in a will or trust, can they do that? How do they do that? And is there any disadvantage in doing that?
Well, if you did it, Mark, you would be doing it through a deed. But, Mark, is this a home that you live in, or is it another piece of property?
Another piece of property.
And does your child live on that piece of property?
No.
And so what you're thinking about giving it to your child now while you're still alive, why would you want to do that?
Because, let's see, I didn't really think about it.
All right. So, Mark, here would be the disadvantages to it. Number one, if you give that piece of property to your child now, it is written in stone. You will have lost control over that piece of property. Mark, if you tell me, hey, you know what, I'm going to give this piece of property to my son, and a year from now, if I need it back, he'll give it back to me. I say, I don't even know your son, Mark, but don't count on that happening. Number two, there could be negative tax consequences to it. There is value to waiting for your children to inherit your property until you've passed away, because if you do so, if they don't get it until you die, they will get what's called a stepped up basis. Their basis for capital gains tax purposes will be the value at the date of your death. And if your basis is low, but it's a valuable piece of property or stock, then it will serve them and to minimize capital gains taxes if they don't get it until you passed away. If, Mark, you give this piece of property to your son during your lifetime, he will inherit your basis. So you may be accomplishing something like avoiding probate, but you may be costing your son a lot more in capital gains taxes. Mark, I hope that's answered your question. I do want you to think long and hard about doing this. Mark, if you need some help or if you need some more considerations, pros and cons, I invite you to call at my office next week. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Call us in Orlando.